Hey, what's up? So yeah, this is gonna be a little bit of a change of scenery from what you guys will normally see on the channel. Not a specific rebuild or anything really NBA related talking about today. I just kind of want to give you guys like a life channel and just a pretty big update for you guys because I do have some pretty big news. If you guys have been subscribed for a while, and I know some of you guys have, you guys seen me pretty much go through high school, through college, through grad school. Now I've started a full-time job as well over the last year and a half. I've been working as a rotational analyst, and I feel like I haven't been too personal with you guys on this channel at all, kind of outside of like maybe one or two things that I mentioned in the video. So I did want to get a little bit more personal with you guys today because starting January 27th, I will be attempting YouTube full time. Yeah, it's kind of a big decision, but basically since the year and a half since I started full-time work, it's been a lot to try to do both between YouTube and a 9-to-5 job, basically like waking up at 6:30 in the morning, getting home at 6:30 in the afternoon, and then doing YouTube from 7 o'clock to midnight, and then doing the same thing next day and next day. So yeah, it's been pretty stressful kind of in that sense, but I haven't really let it like overtake my life or anything. But I've always thought that I would regret it in maybe when I'm 30 if I didn't give YouTube a chance at full time, because you know what, I'm 24 years old. I used to think I was never old at all, and then you start getting older and older and you're like, whoa, I maybe am kind of old. I'm gonna be 25 next year, and it's like 25, whoa, I'm basically halfway through my 20s. And it definitely feels like it flies by because I feel like just yesterday I was 19 years old and I was a sophomore in college and I was making reaction videos to the Knicks trading Kristaps Porzingis to the Dallas Mavericks. Well, a lot has passed. Obviously, it's not 2019 anymore. And yeah, I'm pretty much going to be going full-time YouTube in basically 2-ish weeks from when I'm recording this video. I'm going to be currently in Whistler, Canada, flying to Seattle on Wednesday the 17th, and then me and 3 friends are driving up the Pacific Northwest through Vancouver, and then basically an hour north of that, it's like the Whistler Blackcomb Mountain area. We go on kind of a big snowboarding trip every year. 2 years ago, we got to do like Vail and Breckenridge in Colorado. It was my first time on the West Coast. Absolutely insane. If you're on the East Coast and you snowboard or ski, you got to get out there. You're never going to want to snowboard or ski over here again on the Ice Coast. So we got to go out there, and it was cool because like we stayed out like 2 hours out from Denver in the mountains area, and then the Nuggets and Warriors were playing on a Thursday night, and we said like F it. We snowboarded all day. We drove 2 hours through the mountains in the pitch black, basically 2-ball arena, to watch the Nuggets lose to the Warriors, if I remember correctly. And then basically at like 11 o'clock, 12, we drove 2 hours back. Like actually probably such a dumb decision because we were so tired driving, winding through the mountains, but it was such a cool experience. Last year got to go to Park City, Utah. I kind of probably planned that a little poorly. We went during Sundance, so you know, it was actually kind of quieter on the mountain, which was nice, but didn't realize that the NBA All-Star game and All-Star weekend was there a few weeks later, so I should have probably correlated those 2 weekends. And this year I kind of want to do like Lake Tahoe and then go out to see a Sacramento Kings game, but we're going to do Whistler, Canada. I've heard like amazing things. I'm very excited. Never been to the Pacific Northwest, so if you're from like Seattle or that area, Tacoma, anywhere in Washington, I'm going to be out there kind of just driving through. We're going to spend like Saturday the 20th there as well. Unfortunately, there's no like Seattle Kraken game. I was trying to see if there was like a Washington basketball game, and then I found out that Gonzaga is pretty far from Seattle, so yeah, we're not going to be able to really rip any type of basketball game. I was hoping that the Seattle Seahawks would somehow get a home playoff game, but that just didn't happen. So yeah, basically you guys will probably see this on the 20th. I think I'm going to probably release this on Saturday, and yeah, so I'm going to go kind of full time with YouTube and just give it a shot for a year. I don't know if anything, if I like wanted to do finance for the rest of my life, or something in business in that aspect of things. I always thought maybe I would go, I did like my master's degree in finance because I was kind of unsure what I wanted to do at a Temple out of my undergrad. So I always thought maybe I could go back and like I would do business school, or maybe I'd want to be a teacher, or maybe I want to do something that's not like in an office with my life. So I thought maybe this would be a good kind of transition period to give YouTube a full-time shot, because at work a lot of the times I'm always thinking, I'm like, wow, I could be making a video on this, I could be doing this, or when I get home from work, I'm like, wow, I could have just did this all day. I didn't have to really be at work, because like YouTube is very like comfortable to still make a living off of. It's not like I'm gonna be, you know, not making any money and then it's a really dumb decision. But it's funny because I actually do make more from YouTube than I do from my full-time job, so then it's kind of hard to justify sitting in that office desk for 9-10 hours and then just keep wondering every day like what if. So yeah, basically going full-time starting the 27th. I basically got an office space as well, which I'm really excited for, just to have like a designated space where I plan on doing just kind of so many things. So on this channel, I have no idea what's going to change. I think I still enjoy doing the rebuilds. You guys still seem to enjoy watching them. I know like the views get a little bit like stagnant at times, it feels like sometimes they'll do 50,000, 60,000, sometimes they'll do 20,000, 30,000. So it really kind of depends on the content, but I'd like to put more effort into editing these videos as well. I think it's sometimes unfair to you guys if the editing isn't perfect. Like I said, I had 2 jobs at some point, so it was never going to be, I feel like, perfect. And that's why I always felt like I was never going to be able to go all in on each side of my career. I was always giving each one 50%, and then I feel like I'd never succeed fully at either one of them. So yeah, things can change up on this channel. I would like to do a little bit more creativity stuff, maybe in 2K specifically, because I think that's what I built the foundation of this channel on video games, on 2K. So I think that's what's going to stay here. On the second channel, the Srosh channel, which I've kind of been having a lot more fun with sometimes, just because I'm talking more about the NBA itself and not playing a video game, and kind of can give my takes and analysis over there as well. So yeah, I plan on basically kind of continuing that stuff over there, just stuff relating to more NBA style content. I've been very lucky and blessed enough to be working with Underdog Fantasy, and sponsoring with them and partnering with them throughout the rest of the NBA season. So they've been really fun to work with there, and I'm very excited for the trade deadline. It's pretty good timing here. We're gonna have a lot of stuff coming out for the trade deadline, and then if you guys are really kind of a fan of me, you know about the Triple Option podcast. Me and my two friends, Tom and Dom, we do a NFL podcast, and make some NFL videos as well. Link to that's in the description if you're maybe into kind of my takes and stuff and you want to go get an NFL point of view on things. Link to that is in the description. I plan on bringing back my podcast as well. I think it's something that I'm not going to take too seriously, because I think there's plenty of NBA podcasts out there that, don't want to admit that they're wrong. They want to be absolutely perfect with every kind of analysis and take that they have, and they're kind of too worried about maybe not taking the game too seriously. So I want to have kind of a more fun approach on things. I kind of want to talk a lot more about college basketball, because that is something I'm definitely very passionate in the whole NBA draft evaluation process, and it's fun. Even if I'm wrong about prospects, I'm okay with that. I think it's really fun to look at. I loved basically Mo Bamba in the 2018 draft. In the most recent 2022 draft, basically 2 years ago, I really liked Jaden Ivey. I liked it more than Paolo Banchero. I was wrong about that. My top 4 went Chet, Jabari Smith, Ivy, Paolo Banchero. Yeah, I was wrong about that. I will fully admit that. In 2020, I had Tyrese Halliburton as my 4th ranked player in the draft, and I love Desmond Bane as a top 10 guy as well. So I'll have my hits, I'll have my misses, and I think that's what's really fun about the NBA draft process, because somebody that could be very knowledgeable about the game is going to make wrong decisions. Look at these NBA franchises where even the smarter teams still make some really bad decisions on draft night. So that's why I think there's so much variance and discourse that it's really fun to talk about. So in the podcast, I plan on probably doing that twice a week, and there's going to be a whole separate YouTube channel for that. There'll be clips and everything. I think one episode a week will probably be more of what's going on in the NBA currently, and the other one will be maybe it's about college basketball, maybe it's a mock draft, maybe it's trade deadline predictions, maybe it's something like that, where it's not just fully on analysis of the past weeks of games. So I am very excited to be doing that for you guys as well. I will also be making a Patreon, where it's something you guys do not have to subscribe to by any means. There'll probably be 3 tiers. I think a 99-cent tier, probably a $4.99 tier and a $9.99 tier, where you guys can get kind of different styles of content from me. I plan on writing more as well, and just kind of making NBA articles, and I want to write up my scouting reports as well. So I think for the 99-cent tier, you'll be able to see all articles and probably an additional podcast episode every week. And then maybe as you go up, you'll be able to I plan on doing a mailbag podcast as well over there, where you guys can kind of write your questions and we can have good discussions over there as well. Maybe there'll be additional rebuilds over there, maybe additional franchise series. But yeah, articles, podcasts, kind of other videos and stuff that will be over there as well. And it's just another way of supporting me. If you've kind of been watching for a while and you want to support me, you can, but by any means, or by no means, you have to do this. If you're even questioning it, I don't want you to do it. But yeah, that's just something I'm going to be doing over there as well. And I want to be more personal. I'm going to be bringing back my Instagram and stuff. You guys already know about my Twitter. I'll leave a link to the Instagram in the description below. Definitely going to be posting more about that if you're kind of just interested in kind of my life and stuff like that, and just want to see more style stuff over there, because I feel I haven't been that personal with you guys over the last couple of years, as it's been pretty much me focusing, I guess, on school and work. And now I've always had that with YouTube, where it's always I'm putting 80% of my commitment into YouTube and 20% into school, or 50-50 or 60-40, and same with work. And now it's kind of going to be nice to do 100% fully commitment to YouTube, and I'm very excited for that for sure. So yeah, basically going to be going full time on this channel, on the Srosh channel, on the Triple Option podcast, on the Patreon, on Instagram, on Twitter. So all those links will be in the description below. I hope to have the Patreon up by now. You might see it, you might not. And like I said before, by no means, please don't feel like you have to be subscribed to that. It's just a way of supporting me. And like I said before, or if you're even questioning it, that it's like, oh, is this really worth it? Don't do it. I don't want you to really feel like that you're putting your hard-earned money to something that you're not even like fully like sure about. So yeah, by no means do you have to do that, but I'm very excited to kind of be writing more and just having more content for you guys over there as well, just because it's going to be basically my full-time job. So I want to be putting in 12-hour work days, 14-hour work days for you guys, and it's going to be nice because it's something I'm passionate about. I'm passionate about talking about sports and the NBA, and I have, I think, a very good opportunity that I'm blessed to have, where I have a platform to talk about that, and I can't take that for granted. I am very lucky that I started YouTube when I was in 9th grade back in 2014. And funny enough, the 10-year anniversary is coming up next month in February of me starting YouTube, which is kind of crazy. Did not think I would be this far into it when I started, which I'm sure nobody would when they ended up starting something, and then 10 years later, they're still doing the same thing. I'm also trying to go to every NBA stadium too. I'm doing the same with the NFL and the MLB. I'm like 2 more along in baseball than I am to basketball. I think I'm at like 14 in the NBA, 16 in MLB, and then like 6 or 7 in the NFL. So I want to go to a new stadium before the year ends. And I also want to see LeBron James before the year ends, because I've never seen LeBron in person before. Like, I got to see like Tom Brady in the NFL and Peyton Manning. I've seen Giannis, KD, Curry, Harden, Russ, all those guys live, but I've never seen LeBron James play in person. I feel like I have to do it before he retires. This would be really dumb of me. So like in the month of March, I think I want to just pick out a game where he's going to, and I want to go watch it, and hopefully he does play in that game. And then I also plan on going to Atlanta early April to see them play either the Hornets or the Miami Heat. So I'm going to be kind of visiting, I don't know if it's in the Battery, but like that area for the first time. I've never been to Atlanta outside of a layover, and I think like my favorite baseball team, the Mets, are playing the Atlanta Braves down there, so I plan on doing that as well. So yeah, I want to kind of see more NBA games. Unfortunately though, I don't think I'm going to be able to make it out to Indiana for the All-Star game this year, which is fine. I think next year it's in San Fran. I mean, that's just going to be more expensive, but I think that would be a very cool thing to go out there, because I do like the city of San Francisco to visit, and I've been there once on like a school immersion trip, and I had a blast, so I'd like to go back, because that's basically since 2019, and funny enough, when I was there, I got to see the Rockets play the Warriors, and that was when James Harden hit like that game-winning 3 after Kevin Durant like bounced the ball out of bounds, and everyone was like, wait, wasn't he out of bounds? They called that in. So yeah, that's just pretty much a big update in my life and kind of what's going on the channel. So you guys should not see anything too different like upload style wise. I think you guys are going to see even more content and hopefully better content in your eyes on this channel. I definitely will be experimenting with some things as well, both on this channel and on the Straws channel. This channel could be more like video game style stuff, 2K style stuff, with the Straws channel being more kind of NBA, what's going on in real life content stuff. And then obviously, like I mentioned, that with the Patreon, the Twitter, the Instagram, if you kind of want to get more personal with me, or you want to support me, those links will be in the description below. And yeah, I hope you guys did enjoy this video. Hopefully I didn't ramble on too much. Hopefully you found maybe some of this stuff interesting, and if not, no worries at all. So yeah, thank you all for watching. I love you guys. We'll have a rebuild out tomorrow. I believe it's going to be a 10-year Clippers rebuild, which I'm super excited for, because that team's future is going to be up in limbo, and it's going to be very interesting to see once like Harden and Russ and Paul George and Kawhi are all up there in age as well. So yeah, thank you guys all for watching. I love you guys, and I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace.